Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to Brighouse Town TV. Tonight we have a special guest on the YouTube channel, and if you'd like to ask him any questions, please do drop them in the comment section below, and we'll get them asked to him. Just a small bit of housekeeping. If this is your first time onto the channel, please do subscribe, and sure to follow us on our social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, those kind of things. And you can visit our website, brighousetownafc.co.uk, and you can have a nose around on there, maybe visit our club shop and buy a few items. But anyway, on to the main event. We're not here for that. On to the main event, and we're delighted to be hosting such an amazing charity who provide support for hundreds of men across the country right now, especially in these hard times. And as their statement is, and it is told me 10 minutes before we've started, it's all about finding that one man. So to talk to us tonight about the amazing charity Andy's Man Club, I'm delighted to be joined by the project champion of Andy's Man Club, and fellow Huddersfield Town fan, but we won't go into detail about that. It's Mr. Neil Wayne. Neil, how are we doing?
I'm good, mate. Thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So we're kind of into the 6th week of lockdown volume 3, if you want to call it. How are you coping?
To be honest, probably a lot different to a lot of other people, because my life's probably changed a great deal during this, and I've landed this job with Andy's Man Club, so busy, non-stop, and doing really positive things. So whereas a lot of people are really struggling with it at the moment, obviously a lot of our members, I'm really enjoying myself.
Yeah, excellent. Let's delve into Andy's Man Club. For those who are on here tonight, who haven't really heard of Andy's Man Club before, do you want to give a description of how the charity was formed and what they do?
Yeah, it was formed just 5 years ago now by a chap called Luke Ambler, who was a professional rugby league player for Leeds, Halifax, played for Ireland in the World Cup. His brother-in-law took his own life very unexpectedly, and on the back of that, they saw that there was no support out there for men. There's nothing for men to go and get stuff off the chest and sort of get rid of those burdens. And there's a lot of stigma attached to men's mental health. And Luke, he saw that we needed a place, a safe space with no judgment, that guys could go and talk. So he put a random post on Facebook. 9 guys turned up first night, which was brilliant. And it's just gone from strength to strength on the back of that. He started the It's OK to Talk campaign, which reached 100 million people worldwide, with people like Ricky Gervais and Anthony Joshua getting involved. And ever since then, we've now progressed up to, we've got 39 clubs nationwide. And we also run between 10 and 12 online clubs every Monday night as well. So it's a bit of a phenomenon.
Yeah, excellent. And what's kind of the main goal for Andy's Man Club?
Save lives. It's that simple. Just save lives. It's getting guys talking, getting them in a safe space where they feel comfortable and away from those stigmas and sort of the feeling of burden and embarrassment. It's things are changing. Things are very much changing where, you know, those stigmas are coming down, but it's still widespread, and it will only grow, unfortunately. It will, you know, men will still take their life. So the more that we can reach now, the quicker that this charity can grow and get across the country, the more men that we'll save. But it's just about saving lives. Yeah,
and obviously we've had a lockdown, obviously not continuously, but since March. Obviously we've had the 3 lockdowns when people are being told to stay at home, isolate, kind of thing. Have you seen kind of a rise in people wanting to join the club?
Yeah, but just before a lockdown, the final Monday before we got locked down last March, what it now? We had just short of 1,000 men walking through the doors, which is a crazy number. Obviously, on the back of lockdown, we basically had to shut overnight. So we quickly formed an online group, and that took off really well. We're getting sort of 300 or 400 every Monday online. And obviously, online don't work for everybody because they can't be in a quiet place and there's family around and what have you, and they might be the people they want to go and talk about, or even if they're not, they don't want the people in the house hearing what they are talking about. So online don't work for everybody. But for those sort of 300, 400, 500 that we're using it's worked brilliantly. And because of the lockdown, we'd never actually intended to have an online format, but the online format will stay now. And because of the coverage we've had with various things like Sky Sports and Talk Sport and what have you, the online stuff's actually hit abroad, and we've had We had 2 guys in one group this week on from America, which is it's pretty crazy, to be honest. But yeah, it's just about finding that one man, and I'll always keep referring back to that because it's important.
Yes, like you said, there are some currently face-to-face meetings and online meetings, and kind of all up north at the minute, or is the groups down south? Is the groups in Wales, Northern Ireland, kind of thing?
We're all over. We've got as far up as Perth, Dundee, Dunfermline, St Andrews in Scotland. We go down as far as Devon, so we've got Exeter, Plymouth, Newton Abbot, Torbay, over to the east coast with Hull, west coast. We're trying to venture over there now. We've not got so much there, but Lancashire's becoming a bit of a hot spot now. We've got loads, obviously, around this area, but yeah, 39 nationwide now, and it will only grow. There's about 12 on the verge of opening as well, so we're growing pretty rapidly.
I want to say, because I've seen there's quite a lot of groups that are starting to open quite recently. Where do you kind of get all your volunteers from and start these new groups?
It's a very organic process. All the guys who open the doors to the clubs are guys who've walked through the doors needing that help themselves. So, for instance, just over 2 years ago, I walked through the doors at Huddersfield needing that help. And then within a couple of years, I were opening Brighouse as a new venue. So it's a very organic thing. We don't just open a club for the sake of it. Once we're open, it's got to stay open because there's guys there instantly relying on that space. So all the guys that work, all the guys that volunteer in there, all the facilitators, they are literally guys who walk through the door, through their own storm, getting through that and in a position where they can help other people. And you might get people like myself who went to Huddersfield, who lives in Bradford, who opens one a bit nearer home. So we have guys who've just opened one in Doncaster, used to travel to Leeds, but then moved to Doncaster. There isn't one there, so we've got one open in Doncaster. So it's all guys who get it, and it just works. It's really good.
Yeah, excellent. So, like I was saying, obviously, there's face-to-face meetings and online meetings. Is there any sort of difference in terms of kind of like questions-wise that get answered on the night, or are all questions the same throughout the meetings?
All the questions throughout every club that we do are the same every Monday. It's based around 5 questions every week, and the plan is that if you turn up, say you're a wagon driver and you live in Perth in Scotland and you normally go there, if you're down south the following week and you can rock up at Plymouth and it with the exact same format that's going on in Perth that night, so 7 o'clock on a Monday, the first 3 questions are always the same. The first question is always, how's your week been? Second question is, give us a positive from your week. The third question is where it all comes out, you hear everything. That's have you got anything to get off your chest? And we've heard every possible answer to that. There's nothing that could surprise us. And then questions 4 and 5, they're the first 3 stay, and questions 4 and 5 change every week. So, for instance, this week was question 4 was, if you could walk in somebody else's shoes for a day, who would it be and why? And that makes guys sort of think a little bit. We all sort of have the and why at the end to make them sort of give an answer and make them think about it. And then question 5 is always a bit of a more of a fun one. So this week was, for instance, where's your happy place? And obviously people who watched I'm a Celebrity will remember, is it Jordan North talking about Turf Moor and his happy place. So yeah, we just asked guys this week, where's your happy place? And we got some cracking answers, absolutely cracking answers. It's all aimed at making sure that the guys walk in that door, however they're feeling, they leave feeling better. And 99 times out of 100, they leave that place with a smile on their face.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And I'm guessing you're those kind of people who will come in and then think, nah, it's not for me. Well, as soon as they walk in the door and turn around and go out, or they might even not get through the door sometimes, What advice would you give to someone who's just on the edge of wanting to walk through the door but don't know what's ahead of him?
Do it. Everything that you've just said there has probably nailed the opening experience for anybody who goes to Andy's Man Club. You're going because you need to go. You're going because you're facing a storm in your own life. There's issues, there's problems, and you just know you need to talk about it. We have stories of guys who they walk past the door 4 or 5 times, like over 4 or 5 weeks, before they actually get that courage to actually get through that door, or they'll drive past and give it a bit of a recce, and they'll do that. We had one guy did it for 9 weeks before he actually walked through the door. And the door is a major part of Andy's Man Club. We also have somebody there, one of the facilitators will always greet everybody on the door, making sure there's a smiling face, a nice warm welcome, to try and calm those nerves straight away. but it's not a one size fits all kind of thing. For instance, I didn't talk for 3 weeks when I went. Just didn't feel ready, but knew I needed to be there. And 4th week started talking. Whereas you have some guys who come in first night within 5 minutes they're off and they are getting it all out. And it just don't work one particular way for everybody. But all I would say to anybody who is considering it is do it. Just get through that door, get talking, and start unburdening yourself. And the amazing thing you find is that you'll have one guy sat unburdening himself, getting everything out, and then it'll be 3 people round in the night, and he's then supporting that guy around there. And it's an amazing thing to see. It's just peer-to-peer support in its finest form.
Yeah, excellent. Let's talk a bit about yourself, Neil, because obviously you've mentioned it quite a few times. Do you mind just talking to us about why you decided to walk through that door?
Yeah, no problem. I had a few issues. Through injury and illness, ended up on crutches. I'm actually on crutches permanent now, classed as disabled. Through that, I got made redundant. I lost my house, I lost my job, lost everything. Probably should have lost my wife, but she stuck by me, amazingly enough. And it was just a catalogue of things, and I was going down and down and down, ended up having a bit of a breakdown at home. And I knew that I needed help, and I knew that medication wasn't the way to go for me. I was already on enough medication, and that's a scary thing when you got a cupboard full of those. So stayed away from that. Just made the effort to go online, searched. I didn't know what I was looking for, to be honest. I didn't know what I was looking for. I just knew I needed help. So I thought it might be counselling or anything. So Andy's Man Club popped up, read into it, and obviously spoke to my wife, and I went. The following Monday I went, and like I say, for the first 3 weeks I didn't talk apart from saying my name. And then it all starts coming out, and it's walking in Andy's Man Club as... And anybody who follows me on Twitter will see that I've completely changed as a person over the last sort of 2.5 years. Outlook's completely differently. My life's moved on. Where I could only see dark stuff, now I can only see good. Trying to surround myself with positivity all the time, because that's how I want to live my life. And obviously I've gone from not working for 6 years and due to disability and what have you to actually now working for Andy's Man Club, which... mental. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm just every morning I wake up with a buzz because I'm going to do something that I love every day. And if it helps that one guy get through that door, brilliant. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and then when you did take that first step in the door, how much did you realise at the time that this could actually change your life?
To be honest, at first I didn't know that. I just didn't know. After leaving the first week, I had no intention of going back for week 2. Because I just didn't think it was for me. But when you're at the low point where I was, and you've put yourself through that stress of going through the door first time, to not go back week after, you've almost put yourself through all that stress for nothing. So it would have been a complete waste not to go back on second week. So I went back again second week, and then probably had similar feelings towards week 3. But anybody who knows me, if anybody's watching this who knows me from Andy's Man Club, I always say to new guys now, give it at least 3 weeks, because the first week, it's just weird. Not for everybody, but for me, it's just weird. And I didn't like it. But I knew that it was possibly something that could help. Second week, you're a bit more comfortable in your surroundings, so you recognise a few people. And then week 3, obviously... you know the routine, you know where the door is, you know where the coffee stuff is, you know how it's all set out. You recognise a few more faces, they're recognising you and letting on. And it's all about that comfortable feeling and making people feel comfortable. And you'll find that at Andy's Man Club, a lot of people walk in, go get a brew, and then they'll go and sit in the same chair they always sit in. And whatever we can do to make people feel comfortable to talk, because at the end of the day, that's why you're there to talk and there to unburden yourself and get that support. So just make people feel as comfortable as possible. But it's a crazy place, which is probably the wrong way to describe a men's mental health charity, but it really is a crazy place. It's brilliant.
And now, obviously, you did used to facilitate at the Andy's Man Club in Brighouse and Huddersfield, but obviously now doing your other role, which we'll go on to in a minute. But how much do you enjoy, or did you enjoy, giving back to Andy's Man Club for what they did for you?
Loved it. Just live for it. Just live for it. It's gone from being the hardest door I'll ever walk through to now I can't wait for Monday. And you'll when you speak to a lot of the guys in there on a Monday night, their week kicks off on Monday. I know that's everyone's week starts on Monday, but they really sort of get that boost for a Monday night, and they can't wait for the next Monday to come around. And getting through that door now, it's just a buzz. It's a real buzz, and to see guys going on their journey from almost despair to euphoria, it's just one of the best things you'll ever see. And to see guys so grateful that you've taken your time out to go and open that door and make them feel comfortable and let them talk and let them unburden themselves. It's best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done, bar none.
Obviously, there's loads of Andy's Man clubs around the country, and it is a charity. So, in the day, you are hoping when you open a facility that you're not going to get charged any rent or anything, which obviously all your places do. How much is that a massive help to you?
Couldn't survive without it, to be honest. It's I'll give you an example. The venue that we use in Brighouse now, Town Hall Dental, been absolutely fantastic since I went there. Gave us their space for free. It's a brilliant space. And then they've been having some work done, so we had to we couldn't be there for 2 weeks. But then on the back of that, it's a case of who you know in it and knowing good people. And obviously Brighouse Town have been big supporters of ours for quite a while now. Obviously, we've got the AMC board that was kindly put up by the football club. We've had open days down there with the club, with yourself down there as well. And obviously, the players really supported it. So, a quick call to James, the Brighouse chairman, and any chance we can use Brighouse Town at some point for the next couple of weeks. Yeah, no problem. So, James very kindly gave us that space for a couple of weeks. Another guy, Urban Esquire Hairdressers on King Street in Brighouse, opened his doors for us as well. So we quickly went from one venue to no venue to 2 venues in the space of about half an hour. And that's the support we get. That's what it's all about. I've just arranged another second backup venue for us in Dewsbury, because obviously the numbers are starting to build back up again now. So it's all about getting backup venues, and the support we get and how much people want to help. It's phenomenal. And I think they all buy into the fact that by giving us that venue, by letting us open that door, they are helping us save lives. And it is that simple. It all goes back to that. And it does sound quite stark and quite severe, but that's the reality of what we do. We love what we do. We have great fun doing it. But, the seriousness behind it will never get forgotten, is that we're there to save lives.
Yeah, so your role now, Neil, is Project Champion. Have you got like a typical day-to-day where you do the same things, or is every day different and you're doing all sorts?
Yeah, a typical day is a bit of everything. It's we do presentations, we do talks to different companies, raising awareness. Obviously, it's changed a little bit during COVID times because we can't be out and about in the community doing things like we would normally be. So you've got to think differently and move differently and plan differently. So it's all about getting that awareness out online and talking to as many people as possible. Obviously, the opportunity to come and do things like this, massive for us, really appreciated. We've been very lucky that some of the massive outlets have been in touch with us. So we've done bits on Sky, on BBC, on TalkSport, all at prime time stuff and big shows. So that all gets the awareness out there. But then at the weekend, for instance, we got all our facilitators involved online in one of the groups that we have, and we absolutely hammered social media all day with bits and pieces, and we worked it out. We hit well into 7 figures of people, and the responses that we got through that. So we've 100% found more than that one man over the weekend, and it gives you a real buzz when you see all facilitators diving in, giving up their time on a Saturday, because at the end of the day they are volunteers, they're not getting paid. But they see the value in Andy's Man Club, and they used to love helping people and love trying to find that one man who was and still is them, and try to help as many as possible. So it's a crazy beast, is Andy's Man Club, but it's a brilliant one.
And what's your kind of hopes for your role in the future? Do you think you'll be doing presentations for work events? Do you think you'll be doing kind of a one-to-one talks with work colleagues who might need it potentially?
We stay away from one-to-ones purely because it goes very much counselling led if you go one-to-one, and we are purely peer-to-peer support. It's all about the group setting and having that group support thrown in. For my role, to be honest, just carry on doing what we're doing and talking to as many people as possible and making as many people nationwide aware of Andy's Man Club and what Andy's Man Club does. And we will get in every town and every city in this country. I guarantee it. It's absolutely nailed on that'll happen. It's really, really flying at the moment. We've gone, bear in mind, in lockdown. We went into lockdown with, I think we went into with 28 groups when we shut. And since we've got going again, we're on 39. So even in that period, we've managed to open 11 new groups, which is ridiculous. And we've got, like I said before, we've probably got 10 to 12 lined up, ready to go. So, we're soon going to hit that magic 50, and it just won't stop there. It won't stop the things we're doing behind the scene to get people involved and raise awareness. It's really, really going to take off even more in a big way. I think there's big things happening this year.
Excellent. I want to talk about an event that you did a few years ago, not just yourself, as a group. Which is something which, at the time, I think at the first time that I kind of heard of Andy's Man Club, but it was the bus tour that you did.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of go into detail about what the main goal for that was and how it all went about?
Best thing I've ever done. It was that picture behind me there, that was taken on the last stop of the bus tour. So that was all round World Suicide Prevention Day, which always falls on the 10th of September. So the weekend leading up to that, we hired 2 tour buses. This might be a bit of an urban myth, but I'm pretty sure that these tour buses are ridiculous. And the lad who were driving it said that Beyonce had that bus a few weeks before us. And when you go on these buses, you can see it as well. It's just big leather couches and bunks and PlayStation rooms and also just a phenomenal bus. So yeah, we filled 2 of those. One went west, so one went east and north, and the other went west and south. And we visited, at that time we had 22 clubs. So over that weekend we visited all 22 clubs, stopped in each town or city, all got off the bus and literally mobbed that centre with leaflets, flyers, stickers, chats, anything that we could do, stopping people having a talk. The awareness we raised that weekend, absolutely phenomenal. And that picture behind was taken on the last stop of our bus. We were on the way back, and that was taken in Sheffield. That's overlooking Sheffield city centre. So it's quite an emotional picture, to be honest, because we'd done so much that weekend and spread so much awareness. To be involved in that and be involved with a phenomenal set of guys around the country. And the following Monday from that, we had 111 men new to Andy's Man Club who walked through the door. And that's 111 men saved, 111 families saved from that loss. Just an amazing event, and something that it was planned to do last year, but obviously COVID took over. We are hoping to run one again very, very soon. As soon as restrictions lift, that'll be one of the things that's at the top of the list to go and do again.
Yeah, I'm saying, because it was like talking to people on the street, like you said, giving out leaflets. So to be able to get 111 people into clubs just by doing that over a weekend, it must have made every person on that bus feel good inside.
The power of it, the power of that tour. It'll be hard to ever sort of do that again on that level, but knowing Luke and knowing how Luke works, we'll probably trump it and end up with 500 new men walking through the door. It was just a brilliant weekend, and every guy were on there for the right reasons. We were out there canvassing, talking, and we weren't pressuring people because we were all in all this kind of gear and T-shirts and stuff with leaflets. People were genuinely interested in what we were doing. And it worked. To get 111 men the following Monday, brand new at Andy's Man Club, it worked, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, you mentioned Luke there, who's also the founder of Andy's Man Club. I see his social media all the time. He's a massive influencer. I mean, I'm guessing you yourself have met Luke personally. What's he like as a guy?
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. He's a driving force at the top of it, and we all follow because he just drags you in. He's got his energy for it is just unrelenting. It is literally unrelenting. He has some crazy ideas, but he's one of those people that has them, does them, and they all just seem to work. So you just buy everything that he wants to do. You just buy into it. You just buy into everything because it all works. And at the end of the day, he started this charity on the back of their own family's tragedy. You know, this has all been started because he lost his brother-in-law to suicide, and for a family to start something like this on the back of that shows what that family's all about. You know, and they wanted to just help as many people, as many families as possible, and have done that. So everything that's crazy he throws at us. We have meetings every week. He'll jump into something and he just dives into everything, and he's like I say, he's like a kid when he gets going. But the energy that comes out of him just transcends the whole organisation. He kicked off this thing on Saturday, just with a little sort of motivational video out to all the facilitators, and for the rest of the weekend they were just all over it. And like I say, we reached 7 figures plus. And that's the madness of him. But madness is / genius, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. He seems like a really top guy.
Yeah, he is.
Let's talk about sport now and doing it from the outside world, and we'll start in sport. Obviously, when we get there's numerous clubs from the team down the M62 that we don't like to name, and even to teams like ourselves down at Brighouse, so we've got involved so much with Andy's Man Club. How much has kind of the football clubs helps the group to grow, but also to get more awareness out there of who you are?
It's massive. I think, the one that really got on board at the start was when we pushed it in Huddersfield, and Huddersfield Town have done ridiculous amounts of stuff for us. They were the first one to get us on sort of the LED board around the pitch. We had an open day when we played Leeds. We had the five-a-side on the pitch. We've done all sorts of stuff. We took over the programme. You name it. The club have been fantastic. Can't fault them at all. They get a lot of stick for a lot of stuff. And I give them stick for stuff. But taking it away from football as a community club and what they do there, that's second to none. Absolutely second to none. And they've already backed us with all sorts for coming up in the future. They've already committed to helping us out with pretty much anything we want to do, they'll help us, it's just unwavering quality support. On the back of that, we've had, obviously, Brighouse have got involved with us with various things, advertising hoardings and the open day down there, the awareness, doing stuff like this, using your venue as a club. Don't get any bigger than that. Whatever else is going on, actually using somewhere to get those guys through the door. That's what it's all about. That's what we do. So that's absolutely monumental for us. Exeter City do loads down south for us. They've now got the LED boards. We actually, before COVID, we host a club there as well. Hartlepool United, before COVID, we host a club there. St Johnstone in Scotland. Leeds have got involved doing all the T-shirts before the game when they played us in March, which was actually the last game we could all attend before lockdown. Scarborough have the Andy's Man Club logo on their away shirt, which looks fantastic. And it's just been unwavering support across, and we have all sorts of amateur teams, Sunday League teams, and none of them are less than any of the others because they're all about the same thing. They're all helping us spread the word of Andy's Man Club and find that one man. And obviously, football, it's surrounded with blokes watching it. It is our demographic. There's no getting away from it. So all the help we get from those is fantastic. And we've got Preston have coming on board now doing stuff, and we've got a few other things lined up and a potential venue at a championship club as well. So it's taking off. It's taking off in a big way.
Yeah, excellent. I know that rugby league get involved as well quite a lot, especially after the game when they ask, what charity are you looking to donate your Man at Match money to and most of them do say, Andy's Man Club. So, how much do those donations help the club? Not the club, in the charity. Sorry.
It makes us survive. That's what we live on. We live on the donations. We don't get any funding from the government, anything like that. We are purely a donation-led organisation, and we put as much of that back into spreading awareness, because at the end of the day, all we do is try and find that one man and spread it as far and wide as possible. The support from the rugby league community is unbelievable, and like you say, there's loads that are on the Sky Sports live games and donate there straight to us, and that's going to be massively down to Luke's influence as well. Because obviously played for Halifax, played for Leeds, is sort of big in the local area with rugby league, and it's stuff like that, the awareness, just somebody saying, it almost takes it away from being, I don't know if they get 200-300 quid for the being man of the match in a rugby, but just the fact that they've mentioned that live on Sky in that interview at the end, they've mentioned Andy's Man Club, and on the back of that, somebody will have searched for it, and somebody will have found us, and somebody will have come to a club. I think when Leeds and Town wore the T-shirts before the game at Ellen Road in last March, there were the following Monday, 5 guys went to the Leeds club on the back of seeing those T-shirts. So it works. It works. All the support we get from any sport, any community is just it's what we survive on, and it's what gets men surviving.
Yeah, 100%. We've mentioned sport quite a lot there. What other kind of organisations get involved with Andy's Man Club?
There's no limit to it. There's literally no limit to it. We have colleges, universities, building companies, insurance companies, recruitment agencies, you name it. There's literally no limit on the kind of companies who do help us. And I think one of the sort of the sad parts is where we get a lot of our money from is donations that come through from funerals, where somebody has unfortunately taken their life, and we do get a lot of money like that, and it's not the ideal way to get it, is it? Ideally you don't want any of that money, but those families see the benefit in what we do and how we go about what we do, and it's all about, as I say again, getting that one man and hopefully saving that guy and that family's heartache. So we're very careful how we use the money. We're very, very appreciative. Anybody who does donate gets sent a card, etc., thanking them personally, and it might not seem a big thing, but to these families who are donating after they've lost a loved one, it's massive, absolutely massive.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going to say about these donations, I'm guessing that only that comes in will get spent on things like marketing to try and get the message out there more.
Yeah, we've actually just taken on a marketing guy about 5-6 weeks ago now, a guy called Lucas, who's, talk about throwing it deep, and he has literally hit the ground running. Today is even organised with the help from one of the guys up in Scotland. We've taken over sort of the electronic boards in Edinburgh Station, Glasgow Station. So it's in the train stations. So doing stuff like that, it's just a walk by stuff, and it might seem a little thing, but to us it's absolutely massive. So it's become very quickly a crucial role as Lucas is, and and to boot is a good guy.
Yeah, excellent. I'm just looking on the live chat, Neil. I'm not getting much through, and I've kind of come to the end of my questions, so we're going to leave it there. But just one final question for you. What's the last message you want to say before we go, Neil?
Anyone that's watching who is thinking about getting in touch or they need that help, just do it. It will be the single hardest door you walk through, but the best. Where you can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. And if you want to get in touch, email us at info@andysmanclub.co.uk and do it now. Nice
one, Neil. Thanks for joining us. It's been a really good chat, really informative.
Absolutely.
And hopefully people either watch this now or they watch it maybe in the future, because it will be on our YouTube channel for people to watch. Maybe we can find that one man.
One person's watched it, that'll do. That's good.
Nice one, Neil. Take care. And